Hey everyone, welcome back to What Was That? I'm Gabe Sanchez. Lauren Boebert keeps trying to rub off her Beetlejuice date, but it's very hard.
Phrasing.
Sorry, every time Boebert has said something about her Beetlejuice grope fest, she's been exposed as a lying, hypocritical fool. But now, she went on Fox News and somehow made her scandal even worse.
So you were so enthralled by Beetlejuice, you got carried away.
A little bit. You know, Jesse, it's been 20 years since I was in the dating scene, and back then there were not infrared cameras watching my every move.
Let me start by saying, for the Beetlejuice fans out there, I think you're really going to enjoy this episode. I've sprinkled in a ton of Easter eggs, so make sure to keep track of them all and write them in the comments. You ready?
It's showtime.
Look, let's just say what everyone is thinking. Republican Representative Lauren Boebert, oops, I meant Lauren Boebert. She's the creator of her own Beetlejuice scandal. Her night at the Buell Theater quickly turned into
a series of horny events.
Now, when I first heard that Lauren Boebert was kicked out of Beetlejuice the Musical, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. There was absolutely no way that it could have been Lauren Boebert. Though maybe it could have been her alter ego.
Lauren Boebert?
Well, actually, I can believe that Lauren Boebert had been kicked out of a venue, but kicked out of a musical? No way! I mean, who knew that Lauren Boebert was a patron of the arts, let alone a fan of a musical about a character with vulgar behavior, uninhibited cartoonish antics, uncouth behavior, and lustful appetites?
Hell, I'll possess myself if I gotta. Wow! Yo, I got demons running all through me.
But now that I think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense considering Boebert's belligerent behavior on a daily basis at the US Capitol. Look, I am not here to judge Boebert's dating life, but when she makes it her sole mission to attack and accuse the LGBTQ+ community of grooming children, only to then get caught fondling her date's penis in a theater full of families and children, I'm gonna use my show to call her out.
Let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose.
Now, just to catch everyone up on Gropergate, officials at the theater stated that Boebert was vaping, singing, illegally recording, and causing a disturbance as the show was going on. And while Republicans have been pretty quiet about it, Boebert has been called out for her lewd sexual acts and hypocrisy by everyone from her own constituents in Colorado to Democratic lawmakers like AOC.
I can't go out to lunch in Florida in my free time, not doing anything, just eating outside, and it's wall-to-wall Fox News coverage. And then you have a member of Congress engaging in sexually lewd acts in a public theater, and they got nothing to say. I danced to Phoenix once in college, and it was like all over the place. But putting on a whole show of their own at Beetlejuice, and there's nothing. I'm just saying, be consistent. That's all I'm asking for. Equal treatment. I don't expect it, but come on.
AOC's Instagram post prompted Fox News to finally cover the story, and needless to say, it was not great.
Equal treatment synonymous with Jesse Waters' primetime.
There is a lot of words that come to mind when I hear Jesse Waters, but equal treatment is not one of them, especially after his comments about slavery. Yikes.
All right, so what happened that night?
Sorry, two things I want to point out really quickly. First off, I love how these two idiots are both wearing fake glasses to make themselves look intelligent. And second off, Jesse Waters, of all people interviewing Lauren Boebert, is so rich. Jesse Waters is nothing but a creepy stalker who admitted to deflating the air out of his now wife's tires so he could drive her home, despite him being married at the time. Christian family values, am I right?
Hey, Jesse. Well, I mean, first of all, what happened is I messed up. I went on a date night, and I am a congresswoman and a public figure, but believe it or not, I'm human too. You know, obviously, everyone is very interested in my personal life and me going through a very difficult divorce.
This is now the second time that Boebert has blamed her divorce for her overtly animated behavior during the musical. Boebert released this apology because she's sorry that she got caught, not because she's sorry for what she did. There's no perfect blueprint for going through a public and difficult divorce, which over the past few months has made for a challenging personal time for me and my entire family. I simply fell short of my values on Sunday. This is not the first, nor will it be the last time that Boebert has fallen short of her Christian family values that she projects onto everyone else. The same values that caused Boebert to allegedly have an affair with the married far-right cult pastor Sean Foyt, aka the Ramen Shaman, as well as allegedly having an affair with the former chef at Shooter's Grill, which according to the chef's wife, Boebert is a demonic whore who literally seduced her husband with money and gifts.
As a mother of 4 boys and a grandmother to a beautiful grandson, that's my first job before anything else and my priority. It's certainly been taxing on me and my family, but yeah, it's to have this experience broadcast before the whole world.
Here's some free advice. Maybe don't play a game of find the sausage around little kids, and then you won't have to worry about your lewd sexual activity getting broadcasted across the whole world. Or as Lydia Dietz in Beetlejuice says,
Sick, sexual perversion. If you guys are gonna do that weird sexual stuff, do it in your own bedroom.
look, I think it's safe to say that Boebert has a lot going on right now. She has a pending divorce, a son who got an underage girl pregnant, now making Boebert a 36-year-old grandmother, a family that's had way too many 911 calls to count, and a defamation lawsuit that Boebert has asked the judge to pause discovery on a day after the Beetlejuice scandal blew up. Maybe Boebert can do us all a favor and just resign already. I mean, she barely won her last election with 546 votes.
Something that was in the dark is certainly heartbreaking to watch, to see, and I have apologized to my constituents, will continue to do so. All of those in Colorado who may have felt let down, I hear you, and all I could do is promise to do better, and I certainly will. The best apology, I believe, is changed behavior, and I know that I will live and lead with strength and grace through humility moving forward.
Grace and humility? This is the woman who heckled President Biden during the State of the Union while he was speaking about the need to help veterans when they return from the battlefield, as well as sharing his own loss of a son to cancer.
What happened? You just had a little too much to drink?
No, Jesse, not at all. I was very excited about the actual musical.
I'm pretty sure that we all saw the security footage. The Trump-like terrible dancing, the flash photography, the vaping, the intense groping. Boebert was definitely either drunk, high, or both. Now, her campaign manager, Drew Sexton, told the press that Boebert denied vaping and then claimed it was a misunderstanding, while simultaneously blaming the smoke on heavy fog machines and e-cigarettes used in the musical. Did you know that in the state of Colorado, it's illegal to vape indoors in public spaces? You'd think that as a representative, Boebert would know that, but then again, that would assume Miss Ban, the Department of Education, can actually read. Boebert tried to claim that she genuinely did not recall vaping that evening, which is a bit weird because when I reviewed the footage, I caught her vaping at least 2 more times after being told not to by staff.
You want a cigarette?
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm trying to cut down myself.
And when a pregnant woman sitting behind Boebert asked her to stop vaping, Boebert said no. Whatever happened to being pro-life and protecting babies at all costs? I guess another Republican talking point just went up in smoke. And I think we can all agree with that pregnant woman's assessment of Boebert as a sad and miserable person.
Huge fan of Beetlejuice. Anyone should go and see the musical if it's in your area. And please let me know how it ends, because I've yet to see the ending.
Lauren Boebert continues to recycle the same joke about not seeing the ending, which is how she initially made Gropergate worse. It's true, I did thoroughly enjoy the amazing Beetlejuice at the Buell Theater, and I plead guilty to laughing and singing too loud. Everyone should go see it if you get the chance this week, and please let me know how it ends. This was Boebert's attempt to play coy and deny the allegations, but as you can clearly see, it failed miserably.
You were so enthralled by Beetlejuice, you got carried away.
A little bit. You know, Jesse, it's been 20 years since I was in the dating scene, and back then there were not infrared cameras watching my every move.
She's blaming the infrared cameras for getting caught? This has to be the dumbest excuse I've ever heard. Jesse, oh my god, why didn't someone tell me that performing sexual acts in front of children is forbidden now? Frickin' woke cameras. I guarantee that Adam Frisch will now use this clip in an ad against Boebert, so please remember this moment, because this is when Boebert officially stepped in.
One big pile of shit.
Let's play her new lame excuse one more time.
It's been 20 years since I was in the dating scene, and back then there were not infrared cameras watching my every move.
Keep in mind, 20 years ago would make Boebert 16, as in, she was a minor. Now, what she was doing in dark rooms with no cameras, I don't want to know, but that would be the same time that she met her husband Jason, who was 22. And for those of you who forgot, Jason is the guy who exposed his penis to underage girls in a bowling alley, one of those girls being Lauren Boebert. So, naturally, after that exchange, she wanted to marry him.
Oh, do you know how to pick up? Let me ask you something. Is this relationship really solid?
And based on her comments about the infrared cameras, I guess we can just assume that Boebert never does the right thing, let alone a legal thing when no one is watching. But it must have been a real doozy for Boebert when she found out the Buell Theater had security footage exposing her.
Phrasing.
Sorry, what I meant to say was, the Buell Theater had security footage exposing her lies and hypocrisy. Her new blame strategy kinda reminds me of a Scooby-Doo villain. She would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling infrared cameras, because clearly she she has no problem getting felt up around meddling kids in a theater. Let's see what else Boebert tells Jesse Waters.
But it's a lesson learned. As I said, I'm truly humbled and apologize to my people in Colorado's 3rd District, those who I love. In my position, it is my responsibility to bring levity to my constituents' lives, never gravity.
Wait, hold on. This sounds very familiar. Oh, right. It's because she said the same exact thing to TMZ.
It's always hard whenever there's gravity put on the voters. I'm here to provide levity and lift burdens off of people. So anytime that they're carrying mine, it's something that kind of feel deep inside.
Boebert's right. She definitely brings us all levity, just not in the way that she thinks. I mean, she constantly gives us endless material to mock her on a daily basis. Her incompetence, her bigotry, and her fake outrage has made her a laughing stock of politics.
Who's the guy? You guys still friends?
Of course, I hope that we stay friends for a long time, but he and I, we have peacefully parted ways. A very, very nice man, and right now, all future dates have been canceled.
Again, the same scripted statement that she gave TMZ.
Ultimately, all future date nights have been canceled, and I learned to check party affiliations before you go on a date.
Her date was Quinn Gallagher, a registered Democrat out of Aspen, Colorado, and the co-owner of Hoochcraft Cocktail Bar, which has hosted multiple LGBTQ-friendly events, including a drag show. Which makes this tweet from Boebert a bit awkward. Their whole situation brings up a lot of questions, like, if Gallagher is a Democrat, then why would Boebert go on a date with him? Who knows, maybe Lauren Boebert is finally making an effort to reach across the aisle to get the job done. However, it seems like it was very hard to get past her date's pants.
Nice f***ing models!
But according to Kendra Maddock, a drag queen who's performed at Gallagher's bar, Boebert is lying about this being their first date.
But she made it sound kind of like it was a first date, but other people are speculating that they had been dating for longer. Do you know anything about that?
It wasn't, come on. First date and someone is touching your boobies like that in theater. No, it's not. No, actually, because we know, that in town, I mean, I don't want to tell you, I mean, what I know, but I know, I can tell you just a little bit. I know that they were dating for a while, for months.
And now, Gallagher's bar is being flooded with negative Yelp reviews. Many people calling him out for turning his back on the LGBTQ+ community for dating Lauren Boebert. And I'll admit, some of these comments are pretty funny. Just like the footage of Boebert and Gallagher getting kicked out of the theater, which I have now watched.
But 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it!
Anyway, let's see how Boebert and Waters wrap up this pathetic interview.
Bring as much solutions as possible. This whole week has been a total distraction, Jesse. We are on the verge of a government shutdown.
No. Boebert does not get to claim that this is a distraction when she's never done her job the whole time that she's been in office. According to Boebert, she now all of a sudden has work to do, but what has she ever done for her constituents? Nothing. She's always busy talking about how Democrats are groomers and you have to take your kids to church. She doesn't get to use this interview to excuse giving innocent theater staff the middle finger while she acted like an entitled white woman saying things like, "Do you know who I am? I am on the board," and "I will be contacting the mayor." And she definitely doesn't get to use this interview to excuse giving her new boyfriend an OTPHJ while he pawed at her breast during the musical saying, "Booby juice, booby juice, booby juice." Democrats are busy working while her own Freedom Caucus packed their bags and left DC. We are now nearing a government shutdown because the GOP can't stop fighting each other long enough to get their shit together and do their job. Unfortunately, they spent their whole time focused on attacking women, the LGBTQ+ community, fear-mongering gas stoves, and who would get credit if they impeached Biden. The GOP, much like Boebert, are the creators of their own pathetic legacy, and they're now learning,
the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Well, that's all for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and feel free to connect with me at I am Gabe Sanchez. But before I go, I want to remind everyone that you can support this show monetarily by signing up for my Patreon. As a member, you'll get access to episodes before they go public, a live weekend show, Q&As, and discounted merch. To subscribe, go to patreon.com/IamGabeSanchez. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?